Hello, Internet.
Hello.
Quick disclaimer. We have lost the footage for this episode, and so it's going to be just our audio with clips that we're reacting to, but not our face reacting. Technical difficulties. I do apologize, but it's only for these episodes. Hopefully it'll be back to normal soon.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
Awkward Mafia.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another episode of Awkward Mafia Watches Lost. I'm Jesse.
I'm Kristine.
Today we are watching Season 2, Episode 13, The Long Con.
Ooh.
Take a wild guess who the episode this could possibly be.
Oh, I wonder who. Yes, it's a Sawyer episode.
I was trying to think who's the least likely. Hurley?
I don't think he has it in him to do a con.
I know.
Hurley's too nice.
What's the crazy, what's the joke answer to that question?
Hurley.
Is it Hurley?
Yeah.
Or Walt. But no, because Walt's missing, so the long con could refer to him missing, you know?
Sure.
It doesn't work. I guess it has to be Hurley. Yeah.
No, it's
Vincent.
Vincent. I was getting...
He's the big bad the whole time.
Oh, shit. I didn't even
con.
see that coming.
You think Vincent's a dog, but really he's a man?
It was Vincent all along.
What was that Nickelodeon show? The 100 Good Deeds of so and so.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch that.
It was on the later end, I guess. I might have been teenagers at the time. I don't remember. It was a show about this bully who dies, and he comes back to life as a Labrador belonging to his classmate who he bullied, and he's told, "You're gonna stay like this until you do 100 good deeds to make up for the evil you've done in life." And that was the show.
Huh. Interesting.
He was a dog, and he had to do good deeds as a dog. But he was also a dead child. Which is wild when I think back on it. I'll probably put the title or poster somewhere on screen. It was a weird Nickelodeon show. I don't know why they made it.
Was it a live action? Okay.
Yeah. They just had to do voiceover. And the kid he bullied who becomes friends with when he becomes a dog is the only one who can hear him and understand him.
Oh, interesting. Huh. I feel like I would have watched this if I encountered it growing up, but I don't think I did.
It's a deep cut.
It's deep in the tracks of Nickelodeon shows.
Well, anyway, I don't think there's much to say here. Last time, bummer. Charlie effed up all over the place.
Yeah, but it's okay. We're rooting for him.
Yeah, hopefully he'll turn it around.
Yeah, he's hit rock bottom, so he can.
Or he won't. This is Lost.
Well, yeah, either that or he'll stay there and then he'll die.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know? Yeah. I hope not, because I hope not. But
we'll find out. But first, you at home, don't forget, this is not a market substitute. Support the official release. Let's watch.
What the hell are you done? Where were you when he was born?
Crying out of the hatch because he killed Boone.
I still like Charlie more than Kate.
Hey, I guess we didn't really talk about that. Your character rankings.
Yeah.
Kate's still lower?
Yeah.
What about Anna Lucia?
Yeah, I'm okay with her.
Okay. A little bit of time and distance from the incident. Yeah.
And I didn't hate her even when she was doing it. They all got issues they need to deal with.
That is true.
Yeah.
I had to take them from Charlie. His heroin stash. I figured it might have therapeutic value if it ever came to that.
Just gonna leave it all in the statues.
You want to break 7 Virgin Marys? Be my guest. I'm superstitious.
John, the combination.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're asking me because you're worried that I might fall off a cliff or something. Rather than this being an issue of trust.
Well, there are a lot of cliffs on this island.
Alright. But I think we should agree, Jack, that if either of us need to open this door, we consult each other first.
Absolutely.
Right 7, left 33, right 18. Need to write it down?
Nope, I got it.
I already forgot it.
I know.
Jack, you...
Now look around to relocate the suburbs.
Fucking Sawyer, man.
Should you be more worried about Jack ransacking your tent right now? Why?
Oh, you're right there.
You were in my stash when I left. I just took back what was mine. These belong to you don't have a stash in this. Seriously, Doc, you don't want to do this.
Are they painkillers or like?
I don't know. They're pills, and he had them.
Back in a flash, gorgeous. Weren't exactly supposed to see that.
Are you serious? You just happen to have a suitcase full of cash? Did you go to pick it up and then the lock just happens to break?
I mean that.
It's not even real. Newspaper? You should have done your homework. I didn't take anything from him in the divorce. I'm not even worth your trouble. I want you to show me what you do. Show me how to con people, Sawyer. Not everyone's like you, Sawyer.
Guess that's why old Jacko and Aunt Lulu asked me to join their revolution. What, you didn't hear about their little army? Guess I'm not the only one on the outs of it, though.
Oh, Sawyer. Hey, it's Sayid. Haven't seen you in a while.
He's been going through some things.
Yeah, he did lose Shannon.
The guy picked up Boone's signal from the Norwegian plane?
Nigerian.
Right.
Norwegian.
Anyhow, he picked it up with this.
Oh, he kept the radio.
That is a shortwave radio. It's a glorified walkie-talkie.
Yeah, but can't you switch the blue wire with the red wire, make it stronger?
We tried to send a signal with the plane's transceiver, and all we got was the French woman's message on a loop. Why would I bother?
Just trying to cheer you up, dude.
I don't need cheering up.
Okay, man. Sorry. No problem.
That was mean, Sayid. Come on. Don't take it out on Hurley. Hurley doesn't deserve that.
That's the nice thing about you people. You're not scared enough.
I'm scared enough.
Same reason we can't talk anyone into joining the army. Everyone around here actually thinks it's safe.
It's Vincent?
It is a Vincent episode.
What's are you doing out here?
Yep. See, he's a real big bad. Trying to get her crops. Trying to dig out her crops. I see you, Vincent. Oh.
Vincent, no.
Look what you did, Vincent. You distracted her. No, not son.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Please don't die.
She all right?
She's breathing.
Go get Jack. Go get Jack!
Cold and her hands were tied.
What do you mean your hands were tied?
Your back. We should take a look around. With guns.
No. We arm up, we're just as likely to shoot each other as we are one of them.
Okay. We'll wait for Sun to wake up. She'll tell us what happened.
Sounds like a plan.
Good compromise.
Yeah, don't want another Shannon incident.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. This whole scenario makes sense to you. Think about it. First off, how'd she get away? Woman doesn't weigh 100 pounds soaking wet.
She's fighting for her life. Like him who almost
You
killed
can
her.
get away. Versus Sun, auto or death match. My money's on you, Sheena.
So what? Just like one they put over my head.
It's not. This one's black, different weave. It's all in the details. And they're wrong.
Well, if it wasn't them, then who? Were you saying one of us did it? Who the hell would want to go after Sun?
Not much upside to scare and crap about 46 people. Unless you're trying to con them into joining an army.
And as he was saying, think they're safe.
Jack, how well do you know MOC? The others heard that man say that if we stayed away, they'd leave us alone.
If it wasn't them, then who was it?
Like I said, how well do you know MOC?
I swear to God, if it's Kate, I
She's behind it.
Oh! If it's Kate, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. Like, I expect it to be her. I'm still gonna lose my mind. Oh. You're just like,
Point is,
Try not to give anything away,
that's
huh?
what happened.
Whew.
Gun.
Maybe don't give him a gun either.
Like the good folks at Iowa Town about to form a posse. Keep themselves armed up. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Jack didn't find that horse of yours. Start leading the charge in a big white hat.
Oh.
This is all her play to get her hands on the guns. Locke, you need to go and tell them they're coming.
Interesting because it's both their episodes. 'Cause they're both.
Yeah, it's his flashback, but the story seems to focus more on Kate.
I want to do a big one.
It's called a long con.
Okay, a long con. How does it work?
It works by getting someone to ask you to do something like it's their idea, but it's not their idea. It's your idea. But none of that matters. There's one thing you need for a long con we ain't got. Money.
Remember when I told you that I didn't get anything from the divorce? Kind of lied.
Alright, how much?
600 grand.
Dang.
Hell, baby, with that kind of money, let's go find an island somewhere and sit on the beach drinking mojitos till we go toes up.
It's not really about the action and the money. It's about doing this with you.
But also it's about the action and the money.
One long con,
Then we're out.
and then the mojitos.
Clever girl.
One last job.
Oh, she's good. Better watch out, fellas. She's Con and Sawyer. Hard.
He's looking
Damn.
through all the books.
Hate to interrupt whatever the hell it is you're doing.
He's looking for more film or something.
Attacked in the jungle. Seems Jack's on his way over here to open your little gun closet and take whatever he needs. You should know he's not alone. The whole camp's pretty shook up about what happened to Tokyo Road.
Oh my god.
I'm guessing.
There's the subtle racism we all know and love.
Will you help me? Move the guns.
Sure. You move the guns, and I'll stay here and push your damn button for you.
How long till they get here?
Well, that ain't my problem, boss. It's yours.
Could I get a plate of chicken salad, white meat only, and please God, no celery, okay, sweetheart?
That's how we make it here, darling.
Look who it is. Kate's mom.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it.
All 600 grand?
All 6.
You fell for her. I found that bitch.
Her name is Cassidy.
It's your damn
Oh,
hormones.
so Sawyer was doing the
You're
long
love,
con.
But
I
you're
see.
not.
She can't do it.
No, you're gonna do it. I'll put one in your ear, James. You and your little friend Cassidy.
What are you doing here? Sayid, like this close to the high score on Donkey Kong. What can I do for you? Where's Locke? I don't know. He said something about going to the store for a pack of smokes. Uh-oh. Looks like we got ourselves a theft. Who's gonna call the cops? Where are they? Well, look at me. I was just pushing the button.
He doesn't know where they are.
I think these are yours.
Got his revenge.
Their dislike for each other is funny.
We had an agreement.
Agreement that you were about to violate, Jack.
I mean, true.
You don't know that.
Move the guns.
I mean, you could have convinced Locke. No, he couldn't.
No.
Where? Tell me where they are right now.
Right, Jack. He's as stupid as you are. You were so busy worrying about each other, you never even saw me coming, did you? You took my stuff. And I don't want my stuff back. Only thing that matters now are guns. And if you want one, you're gonna have to come to me to get it. New sheriff in town, boys.
Well,
Honestly, I'm just kind of glad it's not Kate.
so it's okay when Sawyer does it.
No, it's not okay. But like,
You see
I'll let you know my opinion.
Okay, yeah.
His name's Gordy, my partner.
What partner?
If I don't walk out the front door with that briefcase in the next 2 minutes, we're both dead. I knew about the 600 grand you tucked away from the get-go. You were the long con. And all you want later is gonna kill us. Because I told him I wasn't gonna take your money. Go out back through Evans Yard. Go to Sioux City. Be there in the AM. I'll be over.
Let me just pack a few.
There's no time. I love you.
I love you too. Did you have anything to do with Son?
Got person you think I am.
I think you want people to hate you. Why do you have to do this?
You run, I con.
Cool, you fixed it.
We'll see.
Hold it! Stop, you hear that?
I'm scared the shit out of me.
Radio waves at this frequency bounce off the ionosphere. It could be coming from anywhere. There ain't time. Just can't do.
I wanted him to look like a fool.
Oh, well. It's like Johnny Locke's got himself a nemesis.
Son, I'll never find out what I did to her. Never. This idea, all of this, what we did, have someone think of something like that.
Good person, Charlie.
So he did take all her money. Yep. That was Con Man.
Or the long con.
Well, he was a con man, but yes, you're right. It was the long con. I said the wrong thing. I read it and I said different words than what I was looking at. I don't know why. Any new mysteries in this one? Not really, right? No. So, what'd you think?
I mean, I don't like how they backpedaled on Sawyer.
Is it backpedaling?
Kinda.
It's established that this is the kind of guy he is. And since he's been back, people have been treating him nice. You know, Hurley's like always embracing him. Like, oh, you're back. You're alive, dude. And he's like, yeah, hey. And there was always a hint of him feeling uncomfortable with people being glad to see him. You know?
Yeah.
So I think this has been subtly brewing for a little bit that Sawyer feels uncomfortable with his status in the community. He wants to be hated. And now everyone's like just, oh, it's Sawyer. He's a big old puppy dog. He's not that big. And he's like, no, I'm a dangerous, evil person. Hate me. I'll prove it. I mean, I think Jack just regularly, just going to his tent, tearing it up, stealing back a thing was the final straw. Where he's like, people don't fear me anymore. People don't hate me anymore. I gotta fix that. Elaborate plan instantly in head because I'm really good at conning people and I'm really good at reading people. And I know I was just talking to Charlie. He'll do anything right now to get to do, you know, whatever. He's vulnerable. Attack son. Jin wants guns. Guns. I know Jack and Locke, you know, he just instantly like, I got it. I know exactly. Kate is clearly jealous of Ana Lucia. I can pit them against each other. He's just very observant and understands people really well. And so the how is not in question, but you don't like that he literally stepped back into where he was in season 1.
Well, but then there were some instances of him like helping the group.
Yes.
So that's what I mean by backpedaling. Like when people started trusting him more and he was trying to like, I guess in a way, sort of not prove himself, but like help a little bit. Especially like when Kate and him got a little closer. Like that's what I mean by backpedaling. Because like he was getting some character development. And I mean, maybe because it's been like a few weeks since I've seen it. Like I don't see the subtle hints that he's getting uncomfortable with people accepting him. Like I guess maybe like
I have seen this episode 6 times.
Yeah, so like
so I do catch this stuff.
So I'm not watching this in like back to back to back. So maybe if I did watch it back to back to back, I would
or
be
again.
I'd be able to see it more. Like the subtle.
Because I knew this episode was coming.
Yeah, I did.
So I whenever people, because he says he wants people, or Kate says it, but it's true.
Yeah.
He wants people to hate him.
Yeah, and I already
so
knew
when
that,
you know that, but if after seeing this episode, knowing that, and you go back to him coming after the raft, people treating him well, people treating him nicely, you do notice then the way he reacts to it. It's very subtle.
So the thing is, like, I think I guess I could tell he was uncomfortable, but it didn't strike me as like I don't know. I guess I just saw it as like, well, yeah, he would be uncomfortable because he still hasn't really dealt with those feelings, and like he's not used to people accepting who he is. So of course he's gonna feel uncomfortable because he himself is still not comfortable with who he is. So having that outside force being like, no, you're cool. Like that's kind of how I took it. I guess I didn't really
You think it was brewing to something? You just thought it was a natural reaction to.
Yeah, like I think I saw it as a natural like aversion because like yeah, when we're put outside of our comfort zone, that means we're obviously right. You're out of your comfort zone, so you're uncomfortable, and like, but that didn't like, I guess though that subtle like uncomfortableness did not, I didn't think he was gonna like
act out this way.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't seem like he was gonna act out again. But I mean, it makes sense. Like he's got his own issues.
This is back to back with Charlie falling back to season 1 level.
Yeah.
Now Sawyer's is.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm glad it wasn't Kate because I would have lost my entire mind.
When you said that, I laughed because I know it's so true.
I would have lost my entire mind. But like.
But it was literally Charlie did it, but it was Sawyer's idea.
It was Sawyer's whole idea.
He was behind it.
And like I think like instead of being upset that it was going to be Kate, I'm very disappointed that it was Sawyer, which some arguably
if Kate did it, you'd be mad.
Yeah.
If Sawyer did it for the reasons that he did it, you're disappointed. I get it.
Same in the same regard that I'm disappointed in Charlie. So, like, because that's what I'm not upset at Charlie for doing what he did, because, like, for who he is, right? And, like, it made sense. I'm just disappointed that he reverted all the way back.
Yeah, because for Kate, it'd be a wild move, but it's not her backtracking.
Yeah, it's not really her back.
It's her doing something stupid.
Yeah, she's just been doing this the entire time. So it's like, that's why I would be upset. I'm not disappointed in Kate because she hasn't grown. That sounds really bad, right? Like, she hasn't really, like, Kate hasn't really, like, you know.
Sawyer says, when the going gets tough, you run, I con.
Yeah.
That's like their
thing.
Their compulsion. She runs from the law. She runs away from camp whenever there's an excuse, you know, to like, oh, Jack's doing jungle, I'm gonna go chase up and with them, or you know, this and that. And Sawyer says, I do that with conning, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm just really disappointed because like, you know, both actually all three of them in a way, like they all just like don't take any responsibility for their actions and their decisions. And it's like, you know, they just do it in different ways. You know, Kate runs, which is literally running away from responsibilities, right? And then Charlie deflects and puts it on other people. And Sawyer, he basically says, it's me, but he uses the excuse of, I can't change. So he just, removes all responsibility from himself, and his decision is just like, oh, it's just me. So therefore, That's
why the Red Sox will never win the World Series. It's fate's fault.
Yeah, exactly. He like chalks it up to it's just who I am. Like, I can never change. It's impossible, right? Like, but, I mean, and we all know that's not true. Like,
he hates himself because of all the awful stuff he did. Like, I think he legitimately loved that woman, Cassie.
Yeah.
But he still robbed her for every dime she had.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Like, it's that whole like, I mean, you see it all the time, right? In villains, like, you treat someone initially, right? If you treat someone like they're a monster, they grow up to become that because that's all they believe that they are. So, but that doesn't mean that, like, you're not your own person with your own personality, and, like, of course, environment and nurturing affects things. But, like, you're also an adult and who can make your own decisions, and the only thing that you can control in your life is you. And so you can't just, you know, take all personal responsibility out the window and blame it on whatever, like fate or external forces like Charlie, or just literally run away from it like Kate. So it's like they're all running, or they're all just they don't want to take any responsibility for anything in their lives. All of the bad stuff, at least. All of the bad things that they've done, they don't want to take any responsibility for it. And that's why they're not changing. So it's like, like they just, if you can't take responsibility for the bad things, yeah, you're not going to change. Because like, you don't even think it's your fault. Granted, it's like obviously like more layered, but like, it's like you can't use mental health as an excuse to be a dick. Just because someone's depressed or has bipolar disorder doesn't mean you can just be like, I was in a manic episode, so I decided to freaking like beat up this person. Like, so like, right? Like, so.
Yeah, it's not a get out of jail.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a pass. You don't get a pass.
It's an explanation. It's not an excuse.
Exactly. And it helps us understand them better, but yeah, it's definitely not an excuse for their actions.
Because you, as in the moment now, a rational thinking person can recognize what you did was wrong, and that there are steps you can do to avoid it from happening again.
Exactly.
You
can only control yourself.
Yes.
And take steps to prevent that from happening again.
Yes.
Granted, of course, like, right, we're all human. We're going to make mistakes. So, like, I think it's just, like, if it were that kind of issue, like, where they're taking responsibility, like, and I think this is why I'm able to, like, with Locke, I'm not as frustrated with him, because, like, even though he, like, backpedals, I guess, in a way, he still takes responsibility for the things he does, in a way. Like, just even in this episode, right, he was like, that was I take responsibility for, Michael. Like, I taught him how to shoot, that was wrong. And so he wanted to do something about it. So, like, even though he does that, at least he takes responsibility for his mistakes. Because, yeah, we're all human, we make mistakes. But the fact of the matter is, like, all three of those characters are not taking any responsibility for those mistakes. So when they keep making mistakes, it's like, not okay, like, no one's gonna, like, want to be around you if you're not even gonna admit that you're making a mistake, Yeah, it makes sense. So I'm just really disappointed. Yeah. Especially, back to back with, like, Charlie's just like, why? Like,
but I mean, this episode is like, not only is it like, these two things back to back, but it is in actuality a continuation of the previous episode.
Yeah, especially because Charlie and like, it's even more disappointing now with Charlie because, like, he just wanted to get back at Locke. Like,
yeah.
He
hurt Sun.
Yeah.
Although he didn't hit her, she ran off
and fell,
and the bag was still on her head, and she hit something and fell. So she hurt herself because of the situation Charlie put her in.
Yes. So it's like, and like the fact that, like, Charlie's the only reason why was just because he wanted to make Locke look like a fool. Like, so even now, Charlie still doesn't think anything he did was wrong.
Well, we don't know that. We know that he does blame Locke at some level, but we don't know he doesn't entirely take. Well, we don't know. All we know is that he's mad at Locke.
Just based on, like, previous, like, like, it was my brother's fault that I got into heroin. It was my brother's fault that I'm like this. It's my brother's fault that I'm doing all these bad things. Of course he's gonna, like, he already developed that coping mechanism. So now that, like Locke just happened to be the one around Claire this time around and helping with Aaron. So he saw that as a threat, and so he's gonna blame that. Like, it could have been, like, honestly, like, even if it wasn't Locke, it could have been anyone else. Like, if anyone else was helping Claire, they would have, like Charlie would have blamed them probably. It just so happened that Locke was there. I think it was just.
He did also give him stitches.
Well, yeah,
in front of everybody.
Well, yeah, at the end, but, like, even if, like, it was Jack, right, and Jack didn't punch Charlie, like, I'm pretty sure Charlie would have still blamed Jack if Jack was the one, like, looking after Claire and, like, helping her out.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's just a little more complicated because Jack's the only doctor. But,
yeah.
So he probably wouldn't have, but, like, because he knows Jack's the only doctor and he's super important. But I'm pretty sure, like, he would have still internally been like, it's Jack's fault. I want Jack to, like, look like a fool. And it might not have been as, like...
Maybe. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I never thought of that.
Because, like, like it's just a little different just because like Jack is a little bit more important
because he was mad at Jack in season 1 because Jack didn't want his help with something, so he thought Jack was like demeaning him or taking him seriously. He was going through withdrawals at the time, but he's going through a thing right now.
Yeah, so it's like it's I think it doesn't matter who it was. It just so happened to be Locke, and Locke isn't as important as Jack in terms of, helping people. Like Locke isn't the only good tracker now. Echo is also a good tracker.
So is Kate.
Yeah, and Kate, and also like Echo is a big guy. He can fight and hunt. So he's not like Locke's, I guess, in the hierarchy or whatever of importance. Like Locke isn't technically as important.
Locke is now self-appointed co-leader.
yeah, and like
even though in season 1 Jack told him like, I don't want to be leader, you be leader.
Yeah.
And Locke's like, it's not my role to be. It's your job. And now he's like, you have to go through me if you want guns, Jack. Right? We both agree on this. And then you don't trust me with the combination by myself?
Yeah.
Why not? Because I'm the real leader, Jack. Even though I told you to be leader.
Yeah. See, like this is why I'm just like it makes more, or it doesn't matter, like who it was. It just happened to be Locke, and it just because it was Locke and he's not as important anymore. Like Charlie could do something about it. Because if it was Jack, right? Or I think because if you switch Echo and Jack, right? If Echo did what Locke did, he could have probably still done the same thing to Echo, like, or had an opportunity to do the same thing to Echo in terms of like they're not as like important because they like Echo and Locke are kind of like similar roles now. Like they both are like pretty big dudes. They can fight, track, hunt, and like they both know about the button. So
and both know a lot about other random stuff.
Yeah, so like they both have a similar role and importance in the group. So whether it was like Echo or Locke, like it probably would have been the same thing. And it just so happened, like, because right, if you reverse it, and John was the one that like supported Charlie, and Echo was the one like being like, no, don't do it, right? Or like helping Claire. Could have happened the same thing.
We're backtracking a little bit to the previous episode, but I do want to add,
but
it is interesting. Echo is the one who outed Charlie as having the drugs in the statues, but Charlie seems to have forgiven him for that. I wonder why. Maybe because he's a priest. Maybe because he was with him when he found his brother again, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, all right, I see. You didn't know, and you're a priest, and this is your brother.
Yeah.
Whatever. You blew up my life, but it's fine. But he blames Locke now for blowing up his life. Because, I don't know. He forgave Echo, but doesn't forgive Locke. Not yet, anyway. He wants to make him look like a fool. I think it was the punching him in front of everybody.
Yeah, that probably did not help.
Yeah. Yeah, dressing him down in front of everyone, saying like you're not his family and blah blah blah.
Yeah, kind of humiliating him in front of everyone. Yeah,
that was a little needless. But
I mean, that makes sense because like he did say he wanted him to look like a fool, so in front of everyone.
Yeah,
like
I think this was specifically that incident he wants revenge on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
So, but yeah, like I'm just the back to back with like Charlie and then Sawyer, and then both of them working together to like. Meh.
I will say, I can't speak for all Lost fans, but for me, and I have heard other people echo this, season 2 is like an okay season of Lost. Not as good as season 1, not as good as season 3. But I think in part because of episodes like these 2 we just went through, where it's, hey, remember season 1? Let's go back a little.
Yeah.
Remember when you really liked Lost?
Yeah, and this is an issue I have like with a lot of TV shows. Sometimes when they get like, actually it's interesting because like usually this type of stuff doesn't happen until like way later seasons.
That's the good news. They're getting it all out of their system now.
I guess so, right? I mean that's good and bad because it's like, bro, you only have 24 episodes and you're already doing this, right? I mean, obviously it's all out now, so like he can tell me if it's gonna happen again or like, but right, if I was watching this like just live on TV, and this is season 2, and they're already backpedaling like this hard on characters, I probably would have stopped, honestly.
People did.
Yeah.
Season 2 had a big drop off for Lost fans.
Because it's like, I've seen this in a lot of TV series, but it doesn't happen until like, you know, way later, like they're already on like season 5, 6, 7, you know, in those kind of TV shows. Because yeah, you run out of ideas, whatever, right? And like there's only so much character development you can do with someone. And so like if you're gonna backpedal like this, like if you want to make it realistic enough, I think, like where a character struggles and like goes back and forth, and then finally at the end you see them like really grow and become a better person. It is a good arc. However, you gotta make us like not so early, right? Like not and like big thing. Like it has to be like sort of smallish things. Like if you look, every writer or whoever just follow Zuko's story in Atla. It's the best redemption arc ever. He is he backpedals, but like in the end, right? He like redeemed himself very much so. And nowhere in the journey was I like, fuck you, Zuko. Like, you know, it wasn't just like, oh my God, this is so annoying. Like, it was more like, yeah, you're disappointed in him, but like you see him you see him want to be good. You see him like, and so when he makes a mistake, it's heartbreaking, but like, you see it. Like, you still see the good, and you like, and I think that's why it worked out the way it did. And like, it wasn't as frustrating to see him backpedal. But
I have some good news.
Oh?
I'm double checking to make sure. With maybe one or two exceptions, the rest of this season's real solid.
Okay.
I think we're through the backtracking for the most part. Like I said, maybe one or two episodes further into the season you think they'd be. But other than that, I think the next episode's kind of the start of like, okay. Now we're in it. Now the plot's moving forward.
I got it.
But they had to get the regression out of the way. They're like, okay, hey, just so you know, this is where these characters are at, because we need we got 24 episodes to fill, and we need these characters to do something in the finale. So here's the setup for that.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. I guess it's a long show, and there's a lot of episodes and a lot of characters, so they got to do something with them. But then it's like, it's hard. Then it's like,
they got to do a Charlie episode every season. What do you do for?
Then
okay, he's a drug addict. He relapses? No, he kind of relapses.
Right.
Like, how do we subvert expectations? You know,
I actually think if he did relapse, I feel like it would have. I feel like I would have liked it more. If
you'd be more forgiving.
Yeah, like if he actually did relapse, because
I almost said in the episode when he says, I haven't been using. I said, this is all sober, baby. Like,
see, this is exactly like
I rationally did this.
That makes it worse, Charlie. Like, I could understand more. I'd be, of course, very disappointed. But if he actually was using and he was really struggling with using again, like that's totally believable, and like it makes me want to really, really root for him, because it's a like that actually happens in real life. Like, people relapse all the time, and like they really struggle with it. But the fact that he didn't, and he did all this like sober, and then on top of it not taking responsibility, and just like, oh my God. So you're telling me you did all this rationally, right? Like,
and that's why I usually skip that episode on rewatches.
Funny. Yeah, like
this one I sometimes skip too, because like, I get it. Sawyer gets all the guns. That's the important takeaway from this episode. Sun gets attacked, and Sawyer gets the guns, and Locke and Jack don't like each other, and Ana Lucia and Kate don't like each other. That's the point of this episode. And also to kind of remind the audience, Sawyer's not that good of... I mean, he has a real bad side. He's a good guy, but he's got a real bad side. So don't forget.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why, like, I think I'm a little bit more disappointed in Charlie than I am in Sawyer. But I'm still very, very disappointed in Sawyer.
Well, because what Sawyer did was... I almost said stupid. It was... bad. What he did objectively in this episode was bad. Mm-hmm. But he did it so calmly and purposefully, whereas Charlie was flailing through the episode.
Yeah, I feel like they both had a clear goal. Like, right, Charlie's goal was to save Aaron, and Sawyer's goal was to make everyone hate him. But Sawyer just has like a more clear path to do that, I guess. And he's not like,
and technically, like you were saying, this is weird. It's like both their episodes.
Yeah.
Like, nah, it's the whole episode is Sawyer. You just don't see him the whole time.
Yeah,
because he's the one
pulling the strings.
Yeah. So he is there the whole episode. You just don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
and
you don't know it when you
point.
watch it.
Yeah, that's the point, right? Because he's a con man, but Sawyer just like I think just the way he does things is a little, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think maybe it's because it's a lot of self-loathing versus like the way
he doesn't have a hero complex.
Yeah,
there's
like
one thing you can say about Sawyer.
Yeah, he definitely
no
does
hero
not.
complex. He's got a villain complex.
Like an inferiority complex.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So like a lot of it is just based on self-loathing, right? So like I think he definitely takes maybe slightly more, like they all don't take responsibility, but like he takes like maybe just a little bit more responsibility than Charlie, just because he knows he's a bad person, but Charlie really genuinely believes he's a good person. And therefore people should trust him and people should believe him. Whereas Sawyer is literally like, nah, don't. Like, I'm bad. Don't trust me. Like, and he knows it. Like, so at least he's self-aware in that way, whereas Charlie is not.
Sure.
And I think that's why, like, with Charlie, I'm just a little bit more, because, like, he's not even aware of the fact that you're not really that great of a person right now. Like, right now, specifically. Doesn't have to always be like that, but, like, just right now, it's like, oh, you're a little bit iffy. Sawyer is like, no, I'm not a good person. And that's kind of, like, right, the first step to getting better. It's just, with Sawyer, he just, like, blames fate, whatever, right? Nature, biology, whatever. And that's unfortunate. But he's like at least one step ahead of Kate and Charlie, like in a way. Freaking Sawyer, man. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. All three of these characters, we were all rooting for you.
I'll try and put the clip in there.
Yeah, it's a gif of Tyra Banks like yelling at a model, and she's like, "We were all rooting for you." Maybe he'll like insert it here. Yeah. I'm still rooting for them, but
I will say a little behind the scenes stuff. On set, they have like continuity guys who make sure you were wearing this. Between takes they take jackets off, or they're standing slightly wrong place, or something in the background's askew. They have people on set who keep track of that stuff.
That's cool.
One guy made it his mission to keep track of the guns, so, like in the broader sense. I don't know if that was his actual role. He might have been just like another set guy, but he's like, we have the marshal's gun, and then they find 5 more guns. That means there's 6 guns. So don't forget, writers, 6 guns. And then it's like, Sawyer has a gun. Okay. Did he give it back? Maybe not. We'll write something. That's an episode there. And okay, who has the guns where? Oh, right, Locke had a gun. Oh, the priest corpse had a gun on it. Does it work? Was that gun there? And then they had the gun closet with here. And the writer's like, thank God. I don't have to keep track anymore because there's infinite guns in here. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we have guns in here. And then they get stolen. He's like, oh, no. All right, Sawyer has the guns. Maybe he gives guns to other people. Who has guns where? There's in season 2 DVDs, there's a special features all about him and keeping track of the guns. And it's pretty fun to watch. You're just going, you're like, okay, assault rifles now. Okay. Desmond took a gun with him when he ran out. I don't think it matters because there's a closet. Yeah. Just fun to...
Fun facts.
Fun facts. I thought that was interesting. They do have to keep track of that stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you for watching this with us. Let us know what you thought of this episode. And you know what? Let us know about the last episode again, too.
Yeah.
Because we talked about it. If you watch Lost live, did these 2 episodes make you drop off, stop watching? Or did you stick with it? Come back. Did you come back to it later? A lot of people dropped off and then came back season 3, rewatch when the rest came with DVD, or they waited till the series was over and rewatched the whole thing. That's why Lost has kind of got popularity back. People watching the whole thing.
I see.
It gets better after this point. So let us know what your Lost experience was like going through season 2 live. Because I started watching season 3. So I watched all this on DVD.
Yeah.
So I skipped this part. I wasn't affected because I knew it gets better. I know it gets better.
Yeah, I think even if I didn't know if it got better, if I was watching this not on this channel and just by myself, I would keep watching because watching it all at once is definitely a lot easier, and you see.
But week to week, streaming or on demand.
Yeah,
it was watch it live or you missed it, and you got to try to hope they show it again. On Friday or something.
Yeah, and the fact is you don't know what's gonna happen too. So and you don't know how long the series is gonna run.
Yeah.
So it would have been. I think I would have. I don't blame anyone for dropping off because it was so long. It was so long ago, and just all of that.
There are
it's
shows,
definitely a different experience.
There are shows I dropped off after too many episodes like this, where I'm I'm done.
Yeah, it's
I don't care anymore. I don't care about these characters. I'm mayoed.
Yeah, I think that's why in terms of writing, just story writing, that's why I'm surprised it was so soon, because they didn't. I mean, they might know how long their show is going to run, but the audience doesn't necessarily know.
At this point, they did not know how long the show was going to run.
Even they didn't know. So that's why I'm you're going to do this now? Really?
That's why the rest, the plot kicks in next episode, and the plot for the series kicks in halfway through season 3.
Oh.
So from that point on, they don't need to worry about individual episodes so much. This is the point where they gotta go, okay, well, we're going to infinity seasons. Every season we gotta do a Charlie episode. What are we doing for this season?
Okay, then, I guess if they didn't know, right? They literally are just we gotta do something.
Exactly. So...
Which doesn't make for good story writing, because generally in a story, you want to have a beginning and an ending, and then you fill in the middle.
Yeah.
But they literally had to fill in the middle first because they don't know when they're gonna end.
When they're gonna get to
tough.
the ending.
Yeah, that's actually really tough. So, all right, I'll give them a pass. That's really hard to do.
Yeah, they were constantly negotiating length. They had an ending, and but they had to wait a certain point before they could set up for it.
Yeah, it's hard.
And it's the studio was nah, this show's popular. We're never gonna end it.
That's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough on writing, especially you can't make a good story when it's just on and on and on and on and on. And
that's why if Lost was made today,
it
would be 3 seasons on Netflix, and it would be oh my god, this show on Netflix, and it would be drowned out because there's 1,000 others right now. But for the people who know, it would be Stranger Things kind of. But
actually, this is actually in terms of survival on an island or whatever, it's similar to actually the 100. I don't know if anyone. It's not on. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it's a series where these 100 teenagers get it's in the future and Earth is uninhabitable, so they go up in space and then they come back 100 years later or whatever, and then these kids, these juvenile kids, they send these 100 juvenile kids back to Earth to see if it's habitable, and they just were can you survive? And then if it is, then the rest of us are gonna come back down, and then it's about them. So there's it's a huge cast Lost, and they
some of
survival.
which are from Lost.
Actually, I think some of them might be.
You've seen one of them before. The guy who was living in the hatch. He's on the 100.
Yeah, and
there's one or two other minor flashback characters that you see on the 100. I don't know. Maybe they're hey, we'll get some Lost actors. Well, who's available?
Yeah, and see, this is similar enough where it's a survival and drama and political stuff. Shit happens with the characters and they butt heads and stuff, and similar even the leadership thing. There's 2 leaders and they're butt heads and all this stuff, and so it's very similar, and it did get popular, but I think similarly Lost, I guess a lot of it was too much. And yeah, a lot of characters did the same thing where like they start backpedaling and they don't really take responsibility. So yeah, with your whole like if it was today, because like the 100 is like it's current or it's more recent.
It's more recent.
I
think it started a little bit after Lost ended and then got canceled and then came back.
Yeah, I think there's 6 seasons or maybe 8 actually, 6 to 8.
Yeah.
And they're done, but yeah, it's like
new shows are 3 seasons at most.
Which is honestly, I'd rather have a shorter but like good story than have a very, very long series that like the writing just stops making sense and the characters fall off and like they do like uncharacteristic things.
Yeah.
Just because they want more money because the show's popular. Like it's better to just have a good story, guys. Like, cause look, if you can make a good story and it's short, then you can make another one. And people will watch it more because if they liked the first story, they're probably gonna watch the next one.
Yeah.
Like Atla.
With that, guys, thank you for watching. Tune in next time. Bye.
Bye.